In this video, we're going to talk about why campsites are being closed, especially the free ones, and what we can do to help stop this growing trend. I'm Will, and welcome to Will Survive. So this video is going to be broken down into 3 short parts. Number 1, what is being closed, why they're being closed down, and what we can do to help. So number 1, what is being closed? In short, a little bit of everything. More often than not, it's the free organized campsites that are being closed down. But a few of the paid sites have been closed down too, especially in US Forestry Service land. And even some entire BLM land areas have been shut down, at least temporarily. I've heard of 2 to 4 years. Which brings us to number 2, why are they being closed down? For the most part, it's due to trash and biological human waste. But some of the other reasons include, but are not limited to, gathering in large numbers, staying for an extended period of time, vandalism, illegal activities, broken down and abandoned RVs, trailers, and other vehicles, and last but not least, irresponsible fire practices. So basically what it comes down to is many campers are not following the leave no trace principles, which can be found at lnt.org. LNT meaning leave no trace.org. And finally, number 3, what we can do to help stop this growing trend. So we'll start with large gatherings to get that out of the way, as I don't feel this is a huge problem, but the more people you have in one area, the greater chance there is for all the aforementioned things to happen. And typically large gatherings require notice, permits, and payments. So in a large event like that can be planned for, i.e. temporary trash service to be set up, porta potties to be dropped off, and cleaning crews to be scheduled, so things don't get out of hand in our natural areas. Dum dum. Dum dum, dum dum. So as I stated before, one of the other reasons is extended stays. It's important to know and remember that 14 days is the longest amount of time anyone can stay at a BLM land or US Forestry Service land. And some of those areas are restricted to less. So look it up before you go if you're planning to stay for more than just a couple days, and abide by each area's specified time restrictions. Now on to vandalism, which is kind of a blanket term and could mean anything. So let me know in the comments below what you think it means and or what you've run into while you're out camping that would fall under vandalism. I've personally seen an occasional destroyed bathroom or other facility, but mostly I see tagging and other spray painting all over trees, rocks, roads, and even the hiking paths themselves, as well as facility walls, which I find to be absolutely unacceptable and mind-boggling. Why anyone would take a can of spray paint, go out into the wilderness or the woods and spray paint everything. What the F are people thinking? So this one is easy. Stop effing spray painting everything. And again, like vandalism, illegal activities could mean pretty much anything. But I guess the big ones that come to mind are taking illegal drugs, selling drugs, making or growing drugs, and open container laws. Then there's fishing or hunting without a license, or taking the wrong ones even with a license, and destroying the land with ATVs, as certain plants are protected, and going through certain creeks or rivers as they are protected fish spawning grounds. And there could be some noise pollution issues with parties, like large gatherings, like I said before, or generators or what have you. And again, let me know in the comments below what illegal activities you run into or have been harassed about while you're out hiking or camping. Now this one may not be obvious to some campers, but having fires outside of designated fire rings or fire pits is usually not permitted. Now this one, I know how you feel. If I'm way out there and there's no one around to bother, why shouldn't I have a fire? After all, for a lot of us, that's the best part of camping. As long as I put it out before I go, it shouldn't be a problem, right? Which brings us to the main point here. Not completely putting out our campfires is one of the leading reasons for forest fires. And remember, as Smokey would say, only you can prevent forest fire. The other thing to know here is that root systems under your campfire can burn and smolder under the ground totally undetected, and can take days and even weeks to reach the base of the trees, where they come in contact with higher levels of oxygen and fuel, which then can burn the tree from the inside out or give birth to flames and engulf the entire tree, and now we have a full-blown forest fire. So what we can do to help this issue is use gas fire pits for warmth and morale, and cook our food on propane, butane, or electric stoves. And if you must have a fire when you're way out where there are no designated fire pits, fire rings, or fire bans for that matter, there are safer ways to do it. For instance, number 1, clear all the debris plus 6 additional feet all the way around your fire pit to protect from things that pop and explode in the fire, which sends hot coals and burning pieces everywhere. Number 2, use a shovel or a stick, whatever you can find, to dig up the area your fire pit's going to be, at least for 1 foot, and remove all debris and roots from that area. This can help stop those underground fires. Number 3, not only place rocks around the outer circle of your fire, but also line the entire fire pit ground within that ring with rocks. This can help insulate the ground. And finally, number 4, when you're done camping, thoroughly drench the entire fire pit with water. Mix it up until there is no more smoke to be seen. Wait for the rocks to cool off enough to handle and then remove them. And cover all the drenched charcoal and ashes with fresh dirt. Remember, if it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. Which brings us to the biggest problem that threatens our natural areas and our ability to enjoy them, which is trash and human feces. It's extremely important that we pack out everything that we bring in. And absolutely, positively do not litter in our natural areas, the forest, the desert, the beaches, or any of it, especially free campsites. As you can imagine, because it's free, they have no money for trash service or to hire someone to come pick up the trash. So hashtag clean up after yourself. It's not hard to find trash bags. They give them to you for free whenever you go grocery shopping. I mean, who doesn't have a bag full of bags somewhere in their home or car? And we all have to nature poo sometimes, but we need to dig a hole first, at least a foot down and 6 inches across. Then we go in the hole, we put our used toilet paper in the hole as well, and then we bury the entire thing. And also make sure you don't defecate or urinate within 200 feet of a natural water source, as that can contaminate the water source. Nobody likes stepping in dog poo, and human poo is even worse. Plus, do you really want to camp in an area that smells like human feces? I don't know about you, but that smell ruins my camping experience. Again, it's all about the leave no trace principles, which can be found at lnt.org. So let's work together to keep our wilderness wild, clean, and free for everyone to enjoy. And remember, leave it better than you found it. And like some of us already do, make it a goal of yours that the first thing you do when you come to camp is clean it up. Film yourself doing it and post it under the hashtags leave no trace and clean up after yourself. Let's make that a trend. And let me know in the comments below what other hashtags you think would go well with this trend. Click up here if you want to see a short video of me cleaning up my local wooded area. If you like this video, give it a like. If you learned something from it or found it useful, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining me. I'm Will, and this is Will Survive.